This is terrible. And you find the leaders, the political leaders, even the church leaders. I started quarreling with the church leaders. I went to Chikoni, in Tungamo. This is what they call Amajesha. Amakungura, they bring it to God. I saw one woman bringing one egg. That he's bringing the one egg to God. After 1 year. Walking very, 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 very humble as if she's going to heaven that time. This is terrible. You cannot have people like this. Please, honorable members, allow me to show you that woman of Rubirizi again. That God called what? Himself one. The one of Rubirizi.
Amazina mbanyita Tumusime Deserata omutuze wa Rubirizi district ate yimirira ndi omuseri ya Kizurugo nisima president wa Uganda ayatwire PDM nyo kuranyine emyaka nkaga nina nkantene chinda tungira haka.
Now that's the statement I want you to capture, that she was 64 years that time, but she had never owned anything in her life. You imagine that. What sort of society? And she has got children. Then how would the family be? I showed you the other time Apio. Let's see Apio again. Obrira.
Tetuno do koi kwanyo kelo pasho.
To quote the story of Apio, she had been married for 20 years. And she has got adult children, like 18 and so on, teenagers. But she had never handled 1 million shillings in her life. She did not have land. When she got land, when she got the 1 million shillings, she didn't have her own land. She had to go and hire 3 acres from somebody else, grow maize, sell the maize, put some of the money back into agriculture, and then buy those sheep, the ones you saw. When I was there in the campaign, she told me she had now 60 sheep. Then I didn't know about sheep. So who buys sheep? She's the one who told me that, no, South Sudanese like sheep, they buy. So these people, our people are really clever people if they are supported. They even know things we don't know. I didn't know sheep, even dreaming in my dream, I can't dream sheep. But for her, she knew that sheep has got a market in South Sudan. Nabutono, I don't know who buys Sekoko. I have no idea. But they know. So what they lack is support. So therefore, I want the Exos model. I don't want to live in a parish where there are poor people. That's what I told them. I want to go to heaven. I don't want the angels to block me, say you are an Exosi, you are neighboring the poor people, you kept quiet. So I must tell you, I told them. Now you saw the house of Lule. Let's see that man. Show us his house, his coffee. Show us again, the man of Exosi. See the house, see the car. The house, car, coffee, that's how they are now. So the leadership is not for ego, but for the people and the country. In agriculture, it is possible to have pan-Ugandan rural transformation. In the exposed area, I have 9 villages, 2,048 homesteads now. As of today, all the 2,048 homesteads now. As of today, all the 2,048 homesteads have joined the money economy with coffee, bananas, dairy farming, goat rearing, and poultry. You didn't show my manager of Kisozi, Narwanga. Don't you have her picture? I've got a girl whom I educated from P2. She went to Ndeji, now she's the one managing. Narwanga, these people don't like my useful people. Narwanga tebamwagala bano. In the cattle corridor, most of the original families have joined the money economy through the dairy economy. In order to stabilize agriculture, we are addressing the issue of irrigation. Apart from the big irrigation schemes such as Mobuku, Doho, etc., we are developing many micro solar-powered irrigation schemes, working with the British group known as Nexus Green. As we speak, they have worked with the government to put solar-powered irrigation schemes in Angola, Serere, Bukedea, Amoratar, Kwania, Apache, Kasanda, Masaka, Mukono. Those are some of the irrigation schemes. In conclusion, however, the two residual problems with the peasantry are, as I pointed out above, some of them still relying on oxetura, free range, which underutilizes the land. A square mile of well-cleared farm, no bushes, no mtete, no shrubs, no acacia, will cater for 300 longhorn cattle, including the calves. With pasture growing and zero grazing, a square mile will cater for 6,000 cattle. 6,000 cattle can be fed by a square mile of where you grow the pasture. With free range, you need 3 acres for 1 cow. With zero grazing, 1 acre can support 8 Frisian cattle and 12 Ankole ones. We are aggressively sensitizing them on this. The other residual issue is the primitivity of poverty fragmentation in the form of inheritance after the head of the family has died. These recent arrivals from poverty need to be sensitized about family companies instead of individual inheritance. With these measures, and those earlier mentioned, we shall have massive production and will also create jobs for hundreds of millions of Ugandans and the Africans from the neighboring countries. All this is before you add manufacturing, services, and ICT. In this speech, I've spent more time on agriculture. It's not because I don't know, I'm not aware of the other sectors. But this is where many of our people can all move more easily. This is why I'm emphasizing it, especially for you, the new members of parliament. Now, in conclusion, the main problem I have seen in all these 65 years, when I have been active, it has been obutamanya, ignorance, and okwenyoma. Africans underrate themselves. They like what other people do. They don't know how useful what they do is. Our friend Basangwa, show them Basangwa again.
Nze Basangwa Johnson, Managing Director wa Jeka Poultry Farm. Jeka Poultry Farm eyaganibwa Bukwenge, Kamuli Municipality, Kamuli District. Mu 2007 twatandika obulunzi nga tutandikira mu Kamuli Town Council by then mu plot yali 50 feet by 100 feet. There's a foot atano ku 10 eda itaka. Tutandika tutya twali nga tulina ebyobufuzi wano mu Kamuli nga waliwo ensonga nga chairman wero C5 omugenzi Kawuga bamwidukira Katonda mu ekyumulo eky'emirembe nga bamutwoyiremu abantu bangi abatamu application nga bali kwenda okufuuka ba chairman ba 5. Ayi president yaida yatulungamya yakoba ati bana abantu mwena temusobola kuba ba chairman ba 5 aye abantu mujje mukola emirimu egindi ng'okulunda yayogera kulunda embidi okulunda enkoko byonna yabyogerako. Nze napikinga mu ekyokulunda enkoko n'atandika farm mu 2007 n'enkoko 5. Sawa dino wendogerera ku farm kuno tize mabega ntambwire. President yaida yankyalira mu 2010 nga ndina enkoko 5,000 yasanuka ino. Sawa dino tutambwire tulina enkoko 1,200 tufulumya amagi etro 2,000 buli lunaku. Etro 2,000 divaamu milioni 2 buli lunaku. Omwezi diba milioni 6. Omwaka tuba tuli mu bilioni ze 6 n'ekitundu etuba tukolaki tuyingiza. So tuwulirisa omulamwa gwa president okuva ku kiseera ekyo twakati katukigiireko. President awaire musanufu ino ku bintu byenkoze era nga buli kaseera nkyekingako. Wendogerera kati tulina abakozi 300.
Now, that is the story of Basangwa, how he listened to my message in 2007 and started with a small plot for poultry and eggs. He's now selling 2,000 trays per day, earning 20 million shillings a day. Now, I think during the campaign or one of those times, I was showing these pictures, these videos. People in UK, Ugandans in diaspora, we are watching. They watch, even the ones who are in the diaspora. So when they saw me showing Basangwa earning 20 million shillings a day, they say, Museveni alimba. Museveni is telling lies. How can anybody in Uganda earn 20 million shillings a day? Let's go and see. People came from UK to come and see. They say this picture which Museveni showed was taken somewhere else, it's not in Uganda. So they came, Ugandans from UK, they came to check the lie of Museveni. How can Ugandans earn 20 million shillings a day? For Uganda twamanyira obwavu. How can somebody earn 20 million shillings a day? So they came and they visited Basangwa. They were shocked to know that what I was saying was actually true. Now, they have actually invited Basangwa to go and become a lecturer there in the diaspora, to go and visit them. He came and told me, say, they have invited me, the diaspora have invited me. They didn't believe. This is where the problem is. And when we were talking about these things at Ntare in the school in the 1960s, they said, Museveni is a communist. Is not, they didn't believe. They didn't believe that Ankole cattle were useful. They were teaching in the school, Ankole cows are neither good for meat nor for milk. Really, but I grew with the cows. I said, go to hell. I will never leave the Ankole cows. Once you see them, you show them my cows. Mazreva. How can people? Now these are the most precious cows. The other day, Ramaphosa sold one of our cows for 200 million shillings, 187 million. So this is what I have seen. I think the main problem is ignorance and okwenyoma, not having confidence in oneself. I think this is really the main problem. To find people going to work in Dubai, what are you going to do in Dubai? A desert. Dubai. What are you going to do in Dubai? When I go there, I pray that I come back quickly. The temple, the climate, the what. You live paradise here. This is paradise. You go to work in those places. It is inferiority complex, ignorance, poor leadership, uprooted. People who have no roots. I am rooted here. My roots are here. There is nothing I know. I grew with our culture. I'm able to know what should be forgotten because it was not scientific enough, but much of it is correct and can be updated. So with these few words, I present the government legislative program to the Parliament. It is in Annex 1 here, no, Annex 2. There are so many bills which Prime Minister will present to Parliament, the ministers will present the bill for building substances, the small arms, light weapons control, amendment of universities and other tertiary institutions, and there are so many of them here. The laws I will present, my ministers will present to Parliament. There are so many. 38 of them, 38 bills which will be presented. Right Honorable Speaker, I present.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Please accept our appreciation for your clear and concise exposition of government policy in your address on the state of the nation. The government's legislative agenda, as contained in your address, will be prioritized pursuant to Rule 26(1) of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament, as and when the front bench introduces them. And I think the Right Honourable Prime Minister, in our first business committee meeting, you will ably do that. Honourable members, today's address by His Excellency will not elicit any comment or question, as per Rule 10, Sub-Rule 4A of the Rules of Procedure. However, at a later date during the session, in consultation with the Business Committee, debate on the President's address on the state of the nation will be scheduled in line with Rule 26(1) of the Rules of Procedure. Honourable members, as you may already be aware, on Thursday, 11th of June, 2026, His Excellency the President will deliver the budget speech pursuant to Article 1551 of the Constitution. I therefore urge you all to accordingly take note, and it will take place right here in Kololo Ceremonial Ground at 2 p.m. And I once again want to thank you, Your Excellency, and all dignitaries and invited guests for gracing this function. And my appeal to you all, honorable members of the 12th Parliament, let's stand to be counted, to be the members of Parliament who will sleep no more, to be the members of Parliament who will be remembered for waking up ourselves and waking up our people towards the money economy. We should resolve today to be the generational leaders who do not only listen, but also act on the guidance of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. May God bless you all. Thank you for your kind attention.
The anthems. State of Nation address, and His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, has put everything in black and white. As we wait for the departure of the head of state and in protocol formation, the Speaker, the Chief Justice and the Deputy Speaker and the Vice President will also be leaving. We want to thank you, and really we are very honored that you have been part of this broadcast. The President has put everything in black and white, mainly to the leaders.
Is adjourned to 11th of June, Thursday at 2 p.m. here in Kuala Lumpur grounds, when we will receive the budget speech.
A very much important announcement by the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Jacob Maxson Soboth. He has invited members of the 12th Parliament back to this same place on the 11th of June 2026, and business at hand will be the unveiling of the national budgets. I mean, twagala okwebaza ntegezeddwako nti waliwo abadde balaba ebigenda mu maaso nga musinziira ku mukutu ogwa Star TV. Twagala okubeebaza nti mubadde kitundu ku nteekateeka eno. Omukulembeze w'eggwanga ayogedde ku bintu bingi era azzeemu okukaatiriza nti eri abo abakulembeze abatakola abaagala okukajjala mu ntebe n'okwegulumiza okweyogerako nga bwe bali abakulembeze nze minisita nze mubaka wa paalamenti nti wabula nga tebagasa bitundu byebakulembera. Ekisanja kino ajja kuba mukambwe muko, ajja kujjayo enjala okulaba ng'oba oli awo balina okuteeka essira ku buweereza. The president has emphasized that indeed he needs leaders who are going to be creating around change in whatever communities they are serving. He says, Chisanja no sleeping, Chisanja no to corruption. I just want to get one member of parliament here who has sat here attentively and listened to the president. The president has put everything in bold letters. What do you take home at the end of the day?
I want first of all to say that the emphasis has been more to do with poverty eradication in this country. I think if we mobilize our people, now that we have leaders, it is important that we have to really tell our people to get household income. Like for me in my area where I come from, Bududa, the circular road, Buchigai, Bubulo Road must be worked on. Even the our roads, even the settlement of my people, I think our people are in transit. But I think the president has been spot on. The question is to put money in agriculture. Agriculture is the main employment sector, and I think we must go by what he has said. We are meeting the budget next on 11th, and we hope that we shall articulate and ensure that the unemployment can be solved only if we add more money in agriculture. But the infrastructure is crucial, and also we must now focus on vocational skilling, because the issue of people going out of the country, I think it's not their wish, but you can improve on their skills. So to me, my colleagues have heard. I want to thank the president, I want to thank all the leaders, that why not? We can work together and improve on this country.
What do you make of the boycott by the opposition from this session?
I think they have let our people down, because we were elected in parliament to represent our people. There's one head of state in this country, and if he gives a state of the nation address, it affects all Ugandans. As leaders, in my opinion, I think they could have made a statement, but I think they have let down their people.
Thank you. For viewers, we want to pause it at this point, but the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker, accompanied by the Chief Justice, I see also in companies the Clerk to Parliament, they are making their way out of Kololo ceremonial grounds. For viewers, I want to say we have finally come to the conclusion of this year's State of the Nation address, and I cross back to the broadcast house for the normal programming. I've been Robert Onyango on behalf of the entire team which has worked here. I think we need to put all our eyes and ears on TV, that the president has emphasized that it is through wealth creation that our people can change their lives. Back to the broadcast house at Naira Avenue.